Alrighty, just about to play my first match of the tournament Big Money in the round of 16 versus Bryan. If I can join his table. Wait, is RTT the host? No, who's hosting this table? Oh, well, he's left, so I guess that's a yes. Anyways, well, he's setting up a new table. I believe we are currently, what, 5th seed? And actually, I have no idea. Let me check. Yeah, 5th seed and 12th seed. So, winner of this moves on to play Marcus. Loser of this moves on to play Dingen. And let me see what the most updated odds are. Where are we at? Odds are even, exactly even between me and Bryan. Okay. Well, I'll place a bet. I'm definitely betting on Bryan. I have been wrong in every single bet I've made thus far, and I would very much like to continue that streak, and so I shall be betting on Bryan. Also, this means that I'll be happy either way. Either I win the match, or I... Oh, did I not choose the match correctly? Oh no, I'm too late! Dang it. I guess the betting closed while I was setting this up. Well, I tried to bet on Bryan. So the bet's there in spirit, and that's what matters. Alright, maybe he's waiting on me to create a table? That's a recipe for disaster. I want to get in... I bet... Where's the channel? Oh. Okay. Some random person joined the table. And then quickly left again. Alright, we got Donald X watching. Creator of the game. Now I just need Bryan. Let me message him. Let me see how I've been doing so far with betting. So I started with 100. I'm down to 60. Actually, I would be lower, except one of the other bets I made was also, I think, too late, and it got rejected ex post facto for being, yeah, late bet removed. Sad. Well, actually happy for me, because I bet incorrectly sometime during the middle of the first game. So even with the extra information, I failed to correctly predict the winner. Yeah, Bryan. You're not Bryan. There's Bryan, alright. Whew. What do we have here? We got rebuild, but is always the thing you consider. We got draws, Wayfarer, or encampment, trashing, temple. Shepherd can draw as well. Oasis is +1 coin. Border guard, helpful generally. Noble Brigand looks awful as usual. Villain might see play. I kind of feel like this is... Like, the engine's not great or anything. the only action is encampment. You gotta line it up with golds. But it still seems fast enough to beat Rebuild, I think. Partly because Rebuild has to trash its estates, and I wouldn't mind just keeping the estates around, and with Pasture, those estates will be worth 2 each, and you can draw them with Shepherd. And so I think a deck that has like Shepherd with some Border Guards for liability, and maybe some encampments and Wayfarers in there, probably scores fast enough to beat Rebuild. The big threat, I think, is Rebuild can salt the Earth, and that is also quite considerable. I don't think we're building big here. Salt the Earth, Rebuild, etc. I mean, you don't want to play a long game, and the deck's not really strong enough. There's no plus buy or anything that would support the long game anyway. But I think you could just put away provinces quickly enough with like Wayfarer, Shepherd, maybe some encampments. Maybe you don't play with encampments. Maybe like Wayfarer gets you enough silvers that you don't want to bother with the golds. You just do like Wayfarer, Shepherd, Border Guard. Could also be Villain as the terminal, maybe. Discarding estates normally is like kind of a counter to Villain, but here that kind of hurts with Shepherd around. I feel like I'm not playing Rebuild. I could open Temple and trash the coppers, but I don't want to trash the estates, I think, so Temple seems not very good. I think I'm just going to mirror this Shepherd opening. Is there something here that can make Wayfarer really cheap? Like anything that gains mid-turn? You could rebuild an estate into an estate just for the purpose of making Wayfarer cost 2. You could rebuild a state into Duchy to make it cost 5, or Silk Road to make it cost 4. You could conceivably gain a silver by buying Noble Brigand or playing Noble Brigand, and then that would make it cost 3. Actually, wait a second. You could also make it cost 0 if you happen to give away a copper, but that seems not super likely in these decks. So he goes with Shepherd Silver. That seems alright. Could also consider Shepherd Oasis or Shepherd Border Guard. I'm kind of leaning towards Shepherd Oasis, I think. Actually, I don't know. I really don't know. In the short term, Silver is a little bit more likely to hit 6, I think, and that might be nice to get a first Wayfarer. Once you get a first Wayfarer, getting the second will be easy because you can gain Silver off of Wayfarer. And maybe in the long term, Oasis is worse if it gets drawn dead with Wayfarer, unlike Silver. Oasis just kind of lines up better with Shepherd, though, because it's not a stop card. And so you can play it and find like an estate and draw on. Silver Oasis. Silver Oasis. I'll take the silver. I can't be doing worse than him because we've opened the same thing so far. This is not a lovely hand, though. 5 is not a number I really wanted that much in this kingdom. 6 is the number I really wanted. And this means if I see 3 of my green cards here, my Shepherd is not finding a whole lot of estates down there. A little laggy at the moment, it seems. I'm going to refresh, see if that fixes anything. Wait, did I say 5? Okay, I just can't count. I clearly have 4. I guess I'll take a second Shepherd. Oh, lovely. My Shepherd misses. Third Shepherd seems excessive. Could be a Temple. I don't think I want to add a Temple until I've gotten a Wayfarer, because Temple will make it very hard to hit 6. It's both a stop card and it's trashing my coppers, which this early in the game might actually hurt in hitting 6. In fact, I might just end up never adding a Temple at all. Okay, he's going to Rebuild. Do I maintain my conviction that this thing can play faster than Rebuild can? I mean, partly it's relevant because I can't buy Rebuild anyway, even if I wanted to. Unlike him, I don't get to play my Shepherd. But, like, just Wayfarer Silvers by provinces, I feel like might just be fast enough to beat Rebuild. Will Silk Road ever be worth anything? I'm not really considering buying Silk Road now, but I have 4 victory cards now. I'll get like 3 or 4 provinces. Silk Roads will be worth like 2, which is not really any better than Estates. I don't think Silk Roads will be worth 3, so that's probably not an important pile. So do I add another silver here? Do I add a Border Guard maybe? I think I like the idea of adding Border Guard. Helps line up the Shepherds. I really want to hit 6. Silver could also help with that though. How many? He only has 1 silver, right? Noble Brigand doesn't seem great. It is a terminal. I don't have one yet. It's just really likely to hit coppers, I think. And then it does nothing for me or for him. Or against him, I should say. I'll take the border guard. We'll see how that goes. I just want to have one good turn where I line up the shepherd, and then I get the wayfarer, and then I think I'm good to start greening. Oof. So he got rebuild and still hit 6. I'm a little jealous. Rebuild is not a thing you buy if you're trying to hit 6. It doesn't really help with that at all. He got to play his rebuild and hit 6. I mean, he could just do the wayfarer thing now and be faster at it than I am. That ain't good. He's player 1 at least, so if I lose this game, like losing a player 2 game is not that significant. And I'm also being a little bit overly dramatic. Like, this game's not lost. I think I'm a little behind. These shuffles have been not quite as good, despite us doing mostly the same things. But it's not like a lost position or anything. He's probably considering rebuild or wayfarer. He's just committing fully to the rebuild thing. I would definitely take the wayfarer. So that's how we're gonna be, huh? Okay. So I've seen both my shepherds now, but I've only seen one of my 4 victory cards. So these 7 cards have 2 estates and the pasture down there, and no shepherd down there. But there's a shepherd here, and I failed to hit 6. I'm a little sad. He's already seen his silver. So his silver's somewhere down here. I have like a 1/5 chance of hitting it with a double brigand, but that's not really significant. I'm kind of considering villain right now. Villain seems real gross, but man, what else am I buying? 3rd shepherd seems real excessive at the moment. I could get... I still don't want temple. I still don't want temple at all. Yeah, I mean, I could follow along with the rebuild thing, just more slowly. Yeah, these all look bad. I'll take the villain, I guess. I hate all of the options. And my border guard missed, did it? I have a border guard down there, which is also missed. I am cruising for a bruise in this game. So it is probably wrong, but I'm even considering like buying a state. Like, this game's gonna empty provinces real fast with rebuild and money and salt the earth. And so maybe I even care about having the points. It helps with shepherd. Probably border guard is just better though. Is a 3rd shepherd better? Maybe a 3rd shepherd even is better for my deck. I only have those 4 victory cards. I don't like anything about this game so far. These are all terrible draws. I'll take the border guard. That maybe could have been an estate even. Or a Silk Road, I guess. That's not out of the question. I'm likely to have somewhere between 8 and 12 victory cards, in which case Silk Road is worth the same as an estate. Yeah, I'm just a little behind. A lot behind. He already played both of his rebuilds this shuffle. Oof, oof, oof. This ain't looking great. This ain't looking great at all. I'll take the pasture. Okay, now we're getting now we're getting somewhere. Okay, this is the turn I like to see. I'll take my wayfarer now, and I've got some. Well, this is not the turn I like to see. We got one good turn in, and I guess that's gonna be it. I think I just gotta start scoring now. I'll take like an estate or a Silk Road. So I think the Silk Road's most likely to be worth 2. Somewhere between like 8, 9, 10, and 11 victory cards total in my deck. I'm kind of thinking between Silk Road and Estate, which one's better? Estate's better if I end up with 7 or fewer victory cards. Silk Road is better if I end up with 12 or more. Which one of those is more likely? I have 3 estates and then... what's the word? A pasture. Then I'll have a Silk Road / estate, which will be 5 total. And then I will surely get at least 3 more by the end of this game. So I don't think there's any real risk that Silk Road's worth less than 2. So then Silk Road's probably better for my deck, right? Has to be. It's most likely to be equivalent to state. But if there's no risk, it ends up being less than 3 points. Then maybe I might as well get it now. And like I can't build much more. I don't think I can afford to add like another Wayfarer or Shepherd or something, just because 2 provinces gone, 2 rebuilds in his deck, salt the earth around. He could empty provinces ASAP if he saw me building, like very fast. So I'm just gonna take the Silk Road. Uh-oh. Well, my Wayfarer and my villain have collided. That's not that unlikely, but it is a little sad nonetheless. Villain, I got 1 play out of you. It's better than nothing. The coffers might help hitting province in the end game, I don't know. Both Shepherd and Rebuild are kind of very swingy things. Rebuild, it matters a lot whether you see them at the top or the bottom of your deck. Shepherd, it matters a lot whether you happen to draw it with your estates and stuff. Like I imagine either Rebuild, Wayfarer, or whatever, if you got like a turn that was like turn 3, you had like Shepherd and like 2 or 3 estates, whatever you did from there would probably be winning. Neither of us had amazing draws, but I think his draws have been less. Actually, no, he had a pretty good turn 5 draws, I recall. The like Rebuild +6 turn. Well, neither of these cards helps me individually. So it doesn't really matter which one I put in my hand. I'll take the estate. 1 less click. What else is down there? Shuffle my deck. I drew 3 coppers, estate, pasture. So 4 coppers, 2 estates, pasture. So I've seen all 3 estates, both shepherds, 4 of my coppers, and a pasture. Here's 2 more coppers. Down there's my silver. A second border guard, I believe, right? And a 3rd card of unknown identity. Wait, am I counting for all this? It said 3 coppers here, 4 coppers, plus pasture, plus 2 coppers in hand, right? Oh no, I think I'm double counting this copper, aren't I? I think it's a silver copper border guard, which is not a bad starting hand, I think. So I think I'm just going to play the villain and for the coffers rather than the Wayfarer for the silver. It also gets an attack, which is not nothing. I'm real behind on points in a game that's going to end way too fast. Here I'll buy the estate because I don't want to waste coffers. I don't assign myself great odds of winning this game. And he finds his rebuild again. I'm in trouble. I don't think me playing rebuild could have helped things any. Like, I think he already had 2 rebuilds before I was going to even consider getting my first. So it's not like if I just changed my strategy, I would have won. Maybe there's a chance the opening could have been better. I mean, we both opened the same thing, so I can't have lost ground via my opening. But maybe I could have gained ground with a stronger opening. Nothing here immediately seems obviously better, even in retrospect. And if I could like buy province twice and he did nothing, then I would be tied. What are the odds of that? I do have a lot of coffers banked up, so I'll be able to start provincing with some reliability. That being said, my deck isn't likely to hit 8 on its own absent those coffers. Please don't draw villain. Thank you. This is probably just province, right? I just gotta start scoring. I could province. No, I can't. I don't know why I thought that added up to 8, even with the coffers. I'll probably just play the villain and buy an estate. Do I have a shepherd down there? I think I have a shepherd down there. Right? Shuffle my deck. I've seen 2 coppers, silver, silk road, border guard. I've seen 3 coppers, shepherd. So I think I've seen both my border guards. I've only seen one of my shepherds. Have I seen all my victory cards? Well, I've seen a Silk Road already. I've seen Pastor already. I've seen Estate. Yeah, whatever else is down there is not a victory card, I don't think. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's the other estate. I think I might... Actually, I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's not a whole lot of point in thinking about it because I actually can't really do anything about it one way or the other. 27 points is a lot of points for him to have. 15 points is not a lot of points for me to have. I wish those numbers were different. Let's do our best to make them different. Alright, 18 points. That means not only did I get the 2 points from Estate, my Silk Road's just bumped up. So I must have 8 victory cards right now. I should probably keep track of that, because that might be relevant. Yeah, I think the Silk Road and Estate are going to end up being equivalent. I think I was right about that. I don't think I'm going to get 4 more victory cards before this game ends. He's just going to start salting the earth or something, and then I'm going to be in trouble. I really hope he fails to hit 4. Like, salt the earth here just kind of kills me. I mean, even not salting the earth here probably kills me. What's he buy? Probably not Estate. Estate gets in the way of his rebuilds, I think. He might just buy Ride here. Ride seems better than Border Guard. No, he does buy Estate. He cares about the points. I think I just take the Estate to draw one. I'd really like to find either the Wayfarer or the Villain. There's one of you. I have to buy Province. And I'm... Right? I mean, how do I win without provinces? I think I'm lost. I think the answer is just that I'm lost. He has to hit less than 4, which is not that likely, and also fail to find rebuild, which is not that likely. Because if he finds a rebuild, he can just name a state and then guarantee with certainty that his patch is already gone. He can trash like a province and a province or Dutch and a province. So, I mean, is there any risk that I win by just like buying Silk Roads and stuff? That seems really unlikely, right? Like, it buys me 1 or 2 more turns maybe because he has to empty both provinces, but it scores so many fewer points. The Silk Road is best case scenario worth 3, then like 2 Silk Roads, I'm up to like 24. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm lost, but maybe somehow he just horribly duds here. Yeah, this is a loss. This is definitely a loss. See, he sees the silver. There's no way he has like fewer than 2 coppers on hand, right? Okay, so now he's seeing silver and wait, he put in a province. Oh, he's trying to draw a shepherd. Did he not have a single copper in hand? He surely had, right? Because he only discarded 2. I'm pretty sure he just passed up on the win. I mean, he's gonna find it anyway. But he only needed to hit 4, right? Oh, maybe it was a rebuild in hand. What's he doing? I don't know why he's wasting his time. He's just like farting around unnecessarily. Like if you have the win, you just take the win. He could have rebuilt once and named his state and then guaranteed a win. He could have just bought Salt the Earth. There's no point for all that fanciness. In any case, that game did seem kind of lost. Player order. He was first in that game, so I can be first now. GG. All right, what have we here? We've got Draw, Wild Hunt, Tragic Hero, Catacombs, Nobles, Cavalry, conceivably Jack or Library, but those seem bad. Actions is just Nobles, which is like a really expensive Necropolis. But we do have Trashing. We've got excellent gains with Horn of Plenty. Maybe we do build, even if the draw is ass. What do we do if we don't build? Just like Jack scrap money? Is that a thing? It's probably a relatively fast thing. I don't think that's fast enough, right? I think you could build pretty decently here. even... Yeah, well, the actions are just such a limitation. You gotta get nobles just to have a necropolis, just to draw like nobles plus wild hunt, for example, draws like a single card. You could like buy cavalry, scrap the cavalry later for horses. That can help out in a pinch. I don't know. I mean, Jack and Scrap are both perfectly fine at trashing estates, but trashing coppers, Jack can't do it at all, and Scrap does it poorly. I'm still kind of convinced that I try to build, right? Like, if I want a Horn Megaturn, I can buy Canal, and that can reduce the number of uniques I need. Can I get 7 uniques in play? It'd be like Copper, Silver, Gold, Horn, Nobles, Wild Hunt, Catacombs, or something, or Conspirator, or whatever. So yeah, I think it's possible, but it might just be slow. Wild Hunt actually might be enough to make me want to build, because Wild Hunt will be extra points. I think I'm gonna play the Ancient. Like Nobles Wild Hunt draw, and you can score some points off of the Wild Hunt thing. You can get some Horn of Plenty with Tragic Hero, which will be nice. I think I take Cavalry here. That's a nice thing to find right now. So what's down there? Down there is 2 coppers, 2 estates, and a cavalry. So my options here are... I'm taking a horse for sure. I like horses. It's like +1 draw that can't draw anything dead. I could take coin and buy Pursue and name cavalry to leave it on top. It gets rid of 2 coppers and 2 estates, which sounds kind of nice. I could take a silver. Do I want a silver? I don't think I want a silver that badly. I think I like the Pursue thing. The other thing I could do is try to draw. That seems worse. I'm just going to do the coin thing. Do I want to leave cavalry on top? I could just name... Because this discards 4, right? Yes, I'm actually going to leave, like... I could leave cavalry whenever it's on bottom, or I could just name, like, Curse or something, and then discard all 4 of the top 4 cards. I think I would rather have cavalry on top than not have it on top, though. This is not a bad hand. What did he take? Double scrap? Yeah, that's not bad either. So I think I just want to... I think I want to Pursue here and just discard as much of that crap as I can. There's a horse down there, but it's mostly junk. I want to get back to the scrapping cavalry. So I'm going to take probably Action Horse, I think. Play this. Pursue. I'll name Horse. If there's a horse on top, I think I'd rather it be there. This is going pretty well for me. This game, I think I'm having the good draws. Which makes amends for last game. At least so far, I think my draws have been quite nice. I'm happy with them. Now, Scrap's going to start to get bad once I no longer have estates in my deck. But nothing you can do about that. At the very least, we're not... like I don't have to worry about whether the Scrap strategy is better than simple like Jack Big Money, because he's also pursuing the Scrap line. So if it's bad, it's reciprocally bad for both of us. This Conspirator. That's interesting. I'm not going to comment on that. I could buy cavalry, try to find my scrap, and scrap this cavalry. That's probably bad, right? What's down there? Down there is like 2 horses, scrap, bunch of coppers, I think. Wait, 3 coppers, scrap, that's 4 cards. I have at least 2 horses down there. Do I have like a 3rd horse? I think it might just be like triple horse, scrap, triple copper. What would I like to add to that? Maybe Conspirator is actually good for my deck after all. And the problem is, like, next turn I actually could activate Conspirator pretty reliably, because I'll play a bunch of horses, and horses can activate Conspirator. But is it good in general for my deck, like, going forward? I'm not sure. I could take a second scrap, also, because, you know, he's got 2 to my 1. I don't think I want to pursue... No, because, I mean, what would I buy if I did pursue it. I think I'd like to buy something. I think I'll just take the Conspirator, I guess. Conspirator will help me hit 6 and get nobles. I'd like to get a lot of nobles. It's occurring to me that Canal will actually kind of nerf scrap pretty hard. I mean, scrapping copper will be equivalent whether you have Canal or not. But like if I decide to scrap cavalry later, and I already have Canal, then the scrap is going to do less for me, because the cavalry will cost less. Okay, well I've hit 6, so I might just consider not drawing 1. If I draw and I find like my Conspirator, my cavalry, playing Conspirator does not help me. Does get it off the top of my deck, and I don't really want Conspirator to be on the top of my deck, because it doesn't do well at the start of your turn. But that, I also don't want to waste this horse though if I don't have to. I'd rather keep it. Do I want a silver at all? I'm considering, I'm sure that I'm scrapping this estate, right? I shouldn't think about that anymore. There's like a copper there. I think none of these 3 cards, Cavalry, Conspirator, Copper, something I really want on the top of my deck. So I might just take, so I could take, you know, Coin Horse and buy Canal. I feel like it's got to be a horse, right? Horse is just good. And then I could do like Coin, buy Tragic Hero, buy Pursue, top deck Tragic Hero. I could just do Coin, Horse, Pursue first to discard all that stuff, and then buy Tragic Hero. Or I could just buy Horn direct. Like, it seems like I should get Horn via Tragic Hero, but maybe I don't have the actions at the moment to support playing Tragic Hero instead of just buying the Horn outright. Is Horn even good right now? I mean, I'll have like 3 uniques maybe in play, like Scrap, Conspirator, Copper. It's probably too early for Horn. I think I might just want a Nobles right now. In which case, do any of these help me? I guess I'll probably want 1 silver, right? I have 1 silver, add the unique for Horn, and in the short term the payload might matter. I think I'll just do that. This hand is predictably a little bit awkward, but I can buy Nobles here, so that's not bad. I think I like to win the Noble split. Having a lot of Nobles lets my deck do things, because it's the only source of actions. I wish I had the horses in the same hands as the Conspirator, because the horses are really the only good means I have at the moment for activating that. What's coming up? I've seen 2 copper, silver, Conspirator, and Cavalry. So I have 1 copper in hand. Is that just all coppers down there? It is. It is. I guess I just trashed the copper. I could play Nobles for action, trash Copper, buy Cavalry, and then I've got a deck that's like a bunch of action cards. I kind of like that, I think. I don't like that anymore. Now I've got 2 Cavalry on top and a Conspirator. Maybe that was a mistake. I was hoping to draw the Conspirator and or the Cavalry. I could get some horses, maybe buy a second scrap. I'm gonna play this Noble. So I'd like to find the silver. Okay, good. I got that silver at least. So I can just buy a second scrap, I think, and start scrapping these Cavalry, which are now in the hand with no scrap in it. I'm not sure if this was just unpredictably unfortunate, or if maybe those choices I made a moment ago were in fact bad. It could be either. It's quite possible that either of those is true. How are we on trashing? We both trashed all 3 estates. We both trashed a copper. I have 1 more Nobles, which is good, but I'm also player 1, so I've had an extra turn to do so. He could catch up to Nobles here. He will. Do I want to buy anything here? He buys Horn, okay. Horn's not bad. 3rd scrap. And scraps are kind of no cost to add, because like if you collide scrap and scrap, you could like scrap it for card action horse, and then it's like 2 cantrips. I could also pursue though. I could just like name nobles. Do I want to draw back around very much? Yeah, probably. I got 4 coppers in there. I think I like pursuing for nobles the best. It makes me likely to activate my conspirator, I think. Yeah, I feel like this was probably better than buying a scrap. Actually, well, if I knew that the 2 nobles were both on top, I wouldn't have needed to pursue in the first place. Knowing that these are the top 4 cards, I think I would have just stuck with these. But I'm not sad about my choice. I think pursuing probably did make sense there. I now get to activate the conspirator, and I can probably maybe I buy Horn of Plenty this turn. He probably pursues here. Oh, he could gain a cavalry. That's helps your turn continue on. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, never mind. He doesn't pursue. He buys nobles, right? You want nobles and you can't get them with horns, so buying them seems prudent to me. Yeah. Well, I think I've now lost my early game advantage somehow. I'm not sure if that was bad choices or bad shuffles in the mid game, but I think I had a lead and I don't have a lead now. Because despite my being player 1, he was first to horns. He's caught up on the nobles disadvantage. Yeah. So I have 2, 4, 8 right now. I'd love to hit 10. I'd love to hit 12 and buy 2 nobles. That might be a bit of a pipe dream. What's coming up? My last 3 cards are just 2 coppers and a cavalry, I think. Pretty sure. So I'm scrapping either cavalry or scrap, I think. Scrapping scrap is probably better, right? So if I scrap, I can get plus buy plus coin. What do I really want? I would love to buy 2 things, like two things of actual value, like 2 horns or 2 nobles. I think 2 nobles is just beyond not possible. Can I buy 2 horns? I could like scrap the cavalry, get plus coin plus buy, draw a copper maybe. Then I could get 2 horns that way. If I draw that way, can I potentially... I could potentially get back to the horn this turn, right? So if I did that, and I like chose to draw a card, I have 2 cards left in my deck, and then I could buy horn cavalry, draw those last 2 cards, scrap like the silver, draw the horn that way. Well, then I might draw this. I might draw the cavalry though. I could put a horse in the discard, and then I'm like 2/3 likely to draw the horn if I draw either horn or horse. I think I'm liking this plan, right? If it gets me a horn and it can get me like another 5 cost or something, I think I'm gonna try it. So that involves card action, horse, and I need the buy, right? I think that's right. So now I end actions by horn cavalry, and then I scrap this for card action, horse, coin, I guess? I don't think I want another silver. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. I mean, the card I really want right now is nobles, but I can't take the nobles with the horn or my horn goes bye-bye. So, what can I take? A second horn? That might be putting too much burden on my deck. I've got 6 coppers. He only has 5 coppers. Could take catacombs for draw. Could take wild. Oh, I was thinking wild hunt for the points. Because that, like, between the engine and the big money thing, if they're playing big money, you probably play wild hunt for points. I'm thinking maybe library or catacombs could be better. No, probably not library, right? Maybe library. Like, if you play nobles, then library, you draw 4 cards. From the library compared to the 3 of catacombs, right? 1, 2, yeah, you draw 4 cards. So library is kind of a thing. But library has anti-synergy with the horses. And the benefit of catacombs, beyond the like extra search space of seeing 3 extra cards, is I could scrap catacombs at a later date to gain cavalry, and that turns the catacombs into like a little laboratory of sorts. I could also just take Tragic Hero, actually. Maybe Tragic Hero is the best, because it gains me a horn. I think I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to pursue a name horse. Because there's a second horse down there, I think. Oh, there's a bunch of horses down there. Okay. I like that. I had more horses than I accounted for. Okay, now I think I'm actually fine now. It did look like he had a good turn last turn, but I just had a good turn too. And so maybe I'm catching up. Then again, maybe he does the same thing this turn, and then I'm back behind. I don't know. We'll find out. I believe last time I played Bryan during League, when I was in the B League last season, I think I won that 4-2. And certainly I think 6 data points is more than enough to generalize that I'm going to win this one 4-2. That's got to be statistically significant, right? Yeah, his turn's looking pretty good so far. He's played 2 horses, he's played a scrap. He can activate his Conspirator already if he sees it. I might want another scrap about now. Like, gaining cavalry, scrapping cavalry. So it's actually like a nice little thing to do here. I'm also having trouble getting rid of these coppers. I'd love to get rid of these coppers. Pile-ups will be a threat. Horns, nobles, cavalries can all run pretty easily. Okay, he's drawing one. Makes sense. He hasn't seen his horn yet. Cavalry's not a card you really want to have in your deck. Because like nobles plus cavalry actually doesn't net draw any cards. That's just like +1 card, -1 action, +1 action, -1 card. You end up spinning in circles. Cavalry's good because of the on gain effect of drawing 2 cards immediately. But then you kind of want to get it out of your deck again. And so I think it's not a bad sign if he's having to gain cavalries to continue drawing. Like, it's not that having cavalries in your deck is a good thing. It's like having the ability to get cavalries when you need them is a good thing. I do want to trash coppers if I could. But I keep needing to scrap things of higher importance. Okay, another cavalry. Okay. That's interesting. Why did you want to draw into that? Just cavalry's down there, right? Like, I like the idea of gaining the horn first and then buying cavalry. Maybe his deck just wasn't able to do that. Not exactly sure what the content of his hand are right now. He's got a copper in his hand. He's got a nobles in his hand. Probably a cavalry. Yeah, he probably didn't have enough money to gain horn with horn and then buy cavalry. I don't think he has... He doesn't have money. Unless I'm wrong. Scrapping horse. That's... Okay. Okay, so he's gonna have a good next turn. That's a lot of horses in his deck. Let's take a lead this turn then. 2 actions. Pop that. Take it. Not a gold. Why was I about to click gold? That would be dumb. This is just obviously horn. I should do my thinking now. Okay, so what's down there for me? I see both my nobles. I've got a conspirator down there. I've got a copper down there. How many cavalries do I have? 2. I've gained this cavalry. Let's do it this way. Gains a cavalry. JB, 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 B, B. Double check that. JB, 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 B, B. Okay, so I had 3 cavalries. J trashes a cavalry. 2. So, I am pretty sure that down there is copper, conspirator, 2 cavalries. Yeah, I'm only trash 1 copper. So, what do I do about that? If I gain a cavalry, I draw 2 of those. The conspirator can draw a 3rd. The scrap can draw a 4th. I think I have room to overdraw here, if I account for the nobles, right? So, like, if I end actions, play horn, gain horn, buy cavalry, I have like 3 coins left. I have 2 horns in the discard. I play conspirator, scrap cavalry in some order. Then I play my nobles and draw 2 horns. Something like that has to be good, right? Oh, oops. I fucked up. There's no any information. I don't think there's any new info, right? Like, I haven't learned anything since ending the action phase. I think that's 3 steps. Yeah, I think I needed to play the scrap first. I wanted to scrap the cavalry, but I guess I have to scrap the silver to make this work. Card, action, horse. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can do it. Oh wait, I fucked this up anyway. This is just dumb. This is dumb in a lot of ways. This one's on me. Why did I trash that copper? Okay, I need to focus. I'm getting sloppy. I probably should have bought another cavalry there. I'm playing a little poorly. I could buy a scrap or I could top deck horses. I think I prefer the idea of top decking horses because my deck is not going to draw very well. Yeah. The thing I failed to account for was I needed 5 uniques in play to gain the horn, and then I played the nobles for some reason when I shouldn't have as action when my initial plan involved playing it as draw. That was just sloppy all around. I think I really underplayed that turn. No question. Yeah, I think I really had the ability to take the lead there, and I've probably squandered it. I'm not sure I'm losing now, but I think that was a pretty significant misstep. All of my own doing. Yeah, I didn't even get another nobles. This was quite the error, I think. I'll probably take that last cavalry, so then the cavalry interaction will be no more. That also means Catacombs is no longer a thing you really want that much, because I think the main value for the Catacombs is the ability to trash it and gain a cavalry off of it, with its on-trash effect. I mean, Catacombs might still be better than Wild Hunt. Like, if you don't value the Wild Hunt points, the extra search space could be good. He's probably buying cavalry here, I assume. Not actually totally sure. Maybe he just buys nobles. He has a lot of horses. That's actually kind of surprising. Like, cavalry plus nobles doesn't really net you draw, but he's managing it. I guess it's from all those cavalry gains. So I have 3 horns, he has 2. He'll probably end up with 3 here, maybe 4 even, depending on what exactly he gains. He probably gains like a horn and a draw card, maybe 2 draw cards, I don't know exactly. Then what about piles? With 3 horns at the moment, I'm threatening to gain like 4 cards. So like, there's no way I'm piling out next turn, but maybe I could gain enough horns that with a good draw, I could threaten to pile out 2 turns from now. Again, it still seems a little unlikely. I've got a lot of coppers still in my deck. 5. He has 5 as well. So like, adding horns and still drawing your deck doesn't seem that likely. Ending in 3 turns might be possible. I'm going to say this game probably ends in 3 turns. I had to guess. Tragic Hero makes sense. Tragic Hero is kind of like functionally gaining a horn if you can play them. Alright, draw time. Am I lagging? So I shall play the nobles. I think I shall draw with the nobles because I can no longer draw by gaining cavalries. What's down here? Copper down there, horn down there, scrap down there. Definitely want to draw on, and I'm hoping to find something that's not the copper. Card action. Horse. Do I want the silver back? Do I want the coin back? I have 6 here, but it's enough to buy nobles already. If I draw the horn, I'll be happy. If I draw the copper, it's kind of irrelevant. If I draw the scrap, I could scrap the cavalry. Is that better than playing the cavalry? I'm not sure. I think I want the silver, though. I don't think I need the coin for what I'm planning on buying. I drew the horn, which is probably the best case scenario. Alright, I'm liking my position. So the problem with the Tragic Hero is it's threatening to add a bunch of horns to his deck last minute, which can then allow him to pile out. He has 2 horns plus 2 heroes, which is like functionally 4 horns. If he does like 4 horns in a buy, he could empty like, if I take a nobles, he could empty like 3 of those nobles, 2 of those horns. I'm not exactly sure how much his deck can do, but I think I don't want to leave 3 nobles and 2 horns, because he could plausibly pile that out. What's on top here? We said scrap and copper, so my next turn might actually not be great, but I can't afford to pursue to fix that, I don't think, because I really want to buy nobles. I think I probably want Tragic Heroes also, right? Because I would also like the ability to pop Tragic Heroes to gain horns last minute. Surely I want at least 1. What else do I want? Is popping Horn of Plenty to gain nobles crazy? Maybe it is. It might be. Nobles might be an upgrade over Horn of Plenty, not totally sure, but it's probably not an upgrade over Horn of Plenty and a 5-cost card, which I could gain in place of that. I wish I had a way to buy nobles and buy Pursue, because Pursue could really help me set up my next turn. But I don't think I can justify not buying nobles. It seems too necessary to me. Can I play 3 heroes? If I have 3 nobles, or 2 heroes, I guess. I think I can afford that. If I scrap this cavalry next turn, then I'll have like 3 plus. I think I can afford to take a number of heroes here. That's reasonably a high number, right? Like if I scrap cavalry, that's like non-terminal. Then I'll have 3 nobles, 3 heroes, and then I could like play the last scrap to scrap a copper. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense, right? So I'm pretty sure I can afford to take another hero. That's if I line it up, which is far from certain. But I think I like doing that. This is an alright hand. Well, it means I can't play everything, because if I play the nobles for draw, then I won't have enough actions to cover all the heroes for draw. But this turn leads somewhere. It's better than a full dud. It means I'm not winning next turn or anything, that's for sure. But maybe I get off a nice scrap or 2, trash like a copper or 2, and then have a good turn next turn. So I think we both have 5 coppers left, so equally thin. Is that right? Yeah. I have more nobles, more heroes, and more horns. I think I'm liking my position. I mean, the advantage he has is it's his turn, so that's going to change before the end of this turn, most likely. What am I threatening to do? Like, from his perspective, suppose he thinks I have a full turn. I have 3 horns, right? Yeah, 3 horns plus 3 potential more horns from Tragic Hero. I could have like 6 horns, and I think he can't play around me having a full turn, because like if I theoretically like drew everything perfectly, I think my deck could empty like all of this. Like I could lower the horn pile by 3 and then have like 6 horns and gain 2 more horns and 3 more nobles. Granted, my deck is unlikely to do all that, because that requires lining up all the nobles and heroes perfectly, and that still might not be enough draw to draw through like all this copper and horns and stuff. So I do have horses in there, but I think at the very least it's unlikely. It might not even be possible if I counted up all the draw for me to have like a turn where I pop all 3 heroes and draw back to the horns that I gained from those heroes. Oh, well, he seems frustrated, which will make me whatever the opposite of frustrated is. Happy? Complacent might be a good word. maybe this is a ruse. Maybe he's in fact got a good hand here and is feigning anger at his draws so as to lull me into a false sense of security. Not falling for it, Bryan. I'm going to continue bemoaning my position. Look at this awful hand I got. This is terrible. I'm actually not sure what his reaction is. Like, what is he looking at? Maybe he's just like bottom decked 2 very important cards. All the spectators surely know because they can see his hand. Maybe he was like really close to a win and I undervalued his deck and he's saying like, damn, I almost won. I'm doing very well. I don't know. He's getting lots of horns. Is he close to piling out? No, his deck can't do any more than that. He wasn't drawn back to the horns. So the good news for me is he did pop 2 of his draw cards just then. The tragic heroes are in the trash. So, I mean, he'll have to like regain those if he wants to have a similarly good turn next turn. And then piles start to get low. I think maybe as him, you just say, I've got enough horns aplenty. Tragic Hero is no longer an important card for me. I'll take Catacombs or Wild Hunt for my draw. Maybe even Library. And so as not to lower the Tragic Hero pile any further. Because like if you could take 1 more Tragic Hero. Because like Tragic Heroes at 3 is no worse than having Horn of Plenty and Nobles at 3. That's still 6 gains to empty those 2 piles. Or any 2 of those 3 piles. But I don't think you want to take 2 Tragic Heroes here, because then all of a sudden you have a pile at 3 and a pile at 2, and then emptying piles looks easier for me. So you could take like a Tragic Hero, a Catacombs, and then I'm not sure how many Horn of Plenty he has in his hand, but something else nice. Yeah, you can get Catacombs, that makes sense. Yeah, Catacombs is better than Wild Hunt here for sure. If you're doing the Wild Hunt thing, you probably do it earlier to build up the points. At this point, the Wild Hunt's not going to score you that many points, and so the reliability of Catacombs just seems better for making these very rickety decks a little bit less rickety. Oh boy, this has been an hour? We're only on game 2, right? How has this been an hour? That Silk Road game felt pretty fast. Maybe it wasn't that fast. This one's taken a decent bit, I guess, to count things out. I think this is the second time today Rebuild has won. I saw Freaky lose to Rebuild in his match versus Psychomatic. I don't like this hand anymore. I'm kind of considering maybe I just play the Nobles as action, trash 2 coppers, and pursue. Like, Tragic Heroes on top aren't going to help me, because I'm looking at all of my action cards, right? Like, I'm happy to discard my Tragic Heroes. Down here is... J trashes a cavalry. I've trashed 3 cavalry, so I think down here is some number of horses, 3 copper, cavalry, 3 Horns of Plenty, 3 Tragic Heroes. So I think I just pursue and name horse, probably. Because I'm not going to have a big turn until I get back to these 3 nobles. And I've now seen all of them. So there's no value to me in next turn. I'd rather just discard to get back around to that stuff sooner, I think. My other option would be like scrap silver and try to play one, maybe find... Like if I do maybe Tragic Hero on top, I could play nobles for action and then draw... I think I just want to trash these 2 coppers and then have a good turn, like 2 turns from now, I guess. I'll pursue horse. it's a kind of bittersweet. A lot of my pursues have left a bunch of cards on top, which on the one hand means I have horses on top, guaranteed nice draw. I was kind of safe to begin with. On the other hand, like the ideal scenario for pursue is you like find 4 non-horse cards, discard all 4 of those, and then your horses are still on top, functioning by virtue of being even lower down in the shuffle. This hand looks all right. It's not gonna draw. I'm gonna play like 2 horses, then I'll play the Conspirator, and I'll have a decent turn. But then the Tragic Hero, I can play one of those, and it'll pop, I guess. But then that'll draw me 2, 4, 5, 8. Like I can't possibly draw back to Nobles until my last play of the Tragic Hero, at which point I won't have any actions to play the Nobles. Alrighty, I'm back, and kind of looks like Bryan hasn't had too much of a turn either. He scrapped a Horn of Plenty. I guess he just wanted to continue his turn. Huh. Okay. He does have a points lead, so like lowering piles kind of makes sense for him. Ooh, I've got a horse. Down here is a Tragic Hero, right? And a cavalry, I think. Am I undercounting the number of coppers I have? Why did I think I had more coppers? So I shuffled my deck, I saw 2 coppers. Oh no, I discarded the Tragic Hero and the cavalry. So those top 2 cards are both copper. So what can I do here? What are my options? I could just end here, play copper and Horns of Plenty, and then I'm gaining like scrap or something. Not gaining anything particularly good off of the Horns of Plenty, that's for sure. Then I could pursue a name like Nobles or something. Then these Tragic Heroes, I'll miss the shuffle. I got Nobles on top, but 1 Tragic Hero down there. I could... this ain't looking good all of a sudden. It's just kind of like an awkward spot to be in. Maybe I shouldn't have played that Conspirator. Maybe I should have just played like the Tragic Hero. I don't know. If I play the Tragic Hero, I draw 2 more coppers. Then... Then I'll have 5 money. And I'll have 4 cards in play. So my horns could gain like Conspirators or something, which might be a little bit better. Then I would still have this problem of the Tragic Heroes missing the shuffle. I'd have a deck that has like 3 Nobles in it, but only 1 Tragic Hero in it. And then the other 2 Tragic Heroes would be on the very bottom, which is a really rough spot to be in. I could play the horse. Then I'm losing the horse, which kind of sucks. But then I could get those coppers off the top, not trigger a shuffle, and potentially have Tragic Heroes and Nobles in my next shuffle. The problem with that is I only have 3 uniques, Copper, Conspirator, Horn, and so I end up only being able to gain like scrap or something, which is bad. I could play the horse and play the Tragic Hero and try to draw a bunch of things. Maybe find my silver. If I find my silver, my horns are all of a sudden a little less bad because I could gain like catacombs or something off of them. I kind of like the idea of saving the horse if I can, though. Because I just want to have 1 really good turn. That's all I really need. So maybe save this horse because my turn's not going to be phenomenal anyway. And I'll just play the Tragic Hero. Does it pop? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll pop my Tragic Hero. That's a little unfortunate. So if I don't play it, I lose my horse, but I keep my heroes, but I gain nothing good. I think I have to play the Tragic Hero. Do I play the horse with the Tragic Hero? I draw more, like 3 times elected if I'm a silver. Does finding the silver matter? Doesn't mean I can get more heroes. Do I want more heroes? Probably not. I think I should probably play the horse. Did not find my silver. Very sad. I think I'm probably just taking gold here. Might end up scrapping it, might end up using it, but I don't want to lower the horns, I don't think. So now I can gain... Wait a second! Oh, whoops. Gosh, dang it. I don't think I'm playing this game very well. I forgot that the hero popping means I still only have 3 uniques in play. So then the question is adding scraps to my deck better than adding nothing? What's down there on the bottom? Down there I have 2 nobles, scrap, silver, hero. That's not a bad starting hand, is it? Wait, no, I don't. I drew my hero. Dang it. It's 2 nobles, scrap, silver, something. I don't know. What is it? Oh, well. I only have 3 coppers left, right? Yeah, they're all right there. Yeah, I don't know what the last card is. I have 3 nobles, right? J, J, B, B, J, yeah. So, 1 noble's here, 2 there. Maybe it's a horse? Do I have another horse? It's a cavalry, right? Yeah, it's the cavalry down there. That's not a card I want to be down there, but I can scrap it, so that's not a big deal. So now... I don't know why I played this. I hadn't made up my mind on whether I wanted one, but I guess I'm taking one now. Scrap seems better than nothing, I think. At least one of them is, right? Do I want multiples? Like I can gain scraps and silvers and scrap them all and then be fine. I think this is alright. Not 100% sure on this. Now let's take a catacombs. I probably should have thought about this. This buys at the end there. We'll see. So I can scrap this silver for like card action horse. Maybe I shouldn't have played that hero in the first place. I think maybe I should have just let that turn die and like not even bother drawing. Just not bother playing the horse. Don't play the horns for anything. Just don't trigger shuffle and pass. Maybe that was better than what I did. I'm not sure my deck is better now than it was before that turn. Can he pile out? I don't know. He can kind of afford to lower piles more than I can. I think I'd rather scrap silver than cavalry here. There's a chance this turn's a bit of a dud turn anyway. And so I'd rather just play the cavalry and get horses for like the following turn. In fact, maybe I play nobles, play cavalry, play nobles, play scrap, so that those horses are going back into the shuffle. Or maybe I do that and then don't even trigger the shuffle in the first place. Because if I draw with this scrap, there's like a chance I draw my tragic hero or catacombs, but there's also a chance I like draw nothing. And then I've got this awkward shuffle where 2 nobles are out of the shuffle. The problem I think I've had these last 2 turns is just like my nobles are in one half of the shuffle, the tragic heroes in another. So if I trigger a shuffle with the tragic heroes, then I see all my nobles and no heroes. If I trigger a shuffle with the nobles, I see all the heroes and no nobles. And I really need to line those up. And so I think triggering the shuffle is really risky. Like I have the potential to have a really good turn, but I have the potential to dud and guarantee that my next turn is a dud, and then things just get really bad. So I think, I mean, maybe depending on what he does, maybe he just tries to like rush piles real fast and I have to go for it. But I think maybe what I ought to do is play nobles, play cavalry, take 2 horses, scrap the silver for another horse, and then I don't think it matters what else I take off of the silver. I'm not sure adding another silver back is good at the moment. Okay, he's going for... Shoot. So he's going for piles. That was a very risky move. That's a very risky move because if I draw, then he's in a lot of trouble. But I'm not that likely to draw. Can he empty like 3 horns? That seems not that hard for his deck. He just added 3 draw cards. Now I think I have to take the gamble. Ay. I'm definitely doing this. Definitely taking a horse. Now this is the key question. Is taking plus card here? Sheesh. If I draw like horse or tragic hero or catacombs, there's a decent chance my turn kicks off, and then I can do real things with it. But if I draw something that's not that, then my turn just sucks. And my next turn sucks, and then I lose. So what else down there? I've got... What did I do last turn? I didn't do anything very good last turn. I got scraps down there that I can draw that aren't good. I got silvers down there that I can draw that aren't good. I have 2 horses down there, I think, and only 2 horses. Did I play the horse first? Yeah, I played the horse first. So I have 2 horses, 2 tragic heroes, and a catacombs. That's 5 cards I can hit that save my turn. Or actually, I can hit Conspirator, which just like delays the inevitable 1 turn. And then if I hit any of my like 3 horns, gold, silver, 3 coppers, that's not a good gamble, is it? That's a really bad gamble. There's a very good chance I'm triggering a shuffle for nothing with 2 of my 3 nobles outside of the shuffle. Ay. But if I don't do that... He has popped a bunch of his horns, right? Has he popped all of his horns? There's 7 horns gone. No. I have 3 horns. Alright, I played 3. I didn't gain any more. I think he might have 1 more horn. B, J, 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 B, 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 B. Yeah, he has 1 more horn. So maybe emptying 3 of these isn't that easy for him. He'd have to play 1 horn and then have 10 money, which I don't think his deck can do. So I think I'm just going to play for next turn, because triggering the shuffle just seems really unlikely to work. Do I want another silver? I think the answer is no. I wanted the silver so I could scrap the silver, which I've done now, and get horses off of it. But at this point, I don't think the game's going to last long enough for me to draw back to those horses. Uh-oh. This is looking like a good turn for him. Uh-oh. I think I'm losing this turn. Oh, he can gain 1 off of the tragic hero. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead. He has almost certainly... He has to find his horn now, right? He has 5 in hand. He has 5 uniques. See, this is his game. Why are you trashing Dutchy? Maybe he hasn't found his horn yet? Maybe his horn is the very bottom card? He only needed to find 1 horn, right? Like, it's possible I miscounted his deck, but also based on last game, he might just be dicking around, because he does seem to have a habit of doing that. GG. I did misplay that one a bit, I think, at a few points. Those shuffles towards the end were really gross. The like all nobles hand, all tragic hero hand. But I also underperformed a little bit. I don't like this kingdom very much. We got a lot of the same cards. Silkwood again, nobles again, villain, library again. But it's just kind of like awkward tension. There's no trashing. So I think getting to 8 first is going to be really important. Because what you want to do is just get your tournament first, start getting prizes. Like followers is going to hurt so much. And Mountain Pass also makes that like doubly annoying. Because, well, once you get your tournament, they'll have to bid on the province, and then either they bid like incredibly low, in which case you get like an extra 8 points for close to free, or you saddle them with debt, and then they can't afford province anytime soon. You get like all the prizes. So I think the question in my mind is just, how do I hit 8? He has bought a lackeys. That makes sense. I'll probably buy at least 1 lackeys. What do I buy with it? I'm thinking probably tournament lackeys. Actually, I could buy lackeys this turn, and then what does he buy? He has 4. He could buy like silver or something. I don't think there's a good way to like force him to take debt. But I was thinking like double lackeys. That's probably silly. Lackeys silver, lackeys tournament, lackeys conclave. I don't know. I kind of want a villager. Not a villager, a villain. The coffers will help hit 8. I'm going to take the tournament. I definitely want a tournament at some point. I'll take lackeys next turn, and I'll be debt free. He'll probably take tournament as well, because it avoids having debt. Yeah, I assumed as much. I would really like to not draw my tournament dead. Pretty please. I don't want to waste a villager on that, when I only have 2 cards in my deck and only one of them is terminal. Oh, well he has, at the very least, the unfortunate luck that I was worried that I would have. This seems like it's probably a villain. No, he takes conclave, okay. I can take a second tournament, or I can take conclave. Down here I have 3 coppers of state tournament. That'll be 4, likely like 5, maybe 6. Kind of just want to add another tournament, because again, I'm definitely going to want those eventually. Yeah. Tournament seems good. I think whoever hits 8 first is very likely to win. Right now down there I have 4 coppers, estate, tournament, lackeys. Okay. I can take conclave now. Yeah, Guardian's actually not a bad way to block followers. I think you still get followers anyway. Make them take Guardians because they're like glorified coppers, but it makes followers not quite as oppressive as I was thinking at first glance. Silk Road could matter. You get like a ton of estates off of followers. You get nobles. I think Conclave, Lackeys, Tournament are still the cards I'm considering here. Third Tournament might be greedy. Once they get Province, it'll be annoying. Conclave kind of plays nice with Lackeys. Lackeys just very good in the short term. I think I'll take... Well, let's see. I'm likely to trigger a shuffle here, right? Down here I have Tournament and Lackeys. If I play both of those, I'll trigger a new draw. And then I'll have Tournament, 3 coppers, and something. This could just be another Lackeys, maybe. I just think with the Conclave. I kind of need the money. We basically have identical decks right now, I think. You've gotten there via slightly different paths. I would think this should be a villain for him. Could also be nobles. Villain seems best, though, to me. I mean, not that villain's generally a good card, but 2 coffers makes hitting 8 easy. Yeah, he agrees. I shall follow suit. Do I play this Lackeys? I guess. Discarding a state, doesn't matter. Weren't really getting it for the attack anyway. This could be another Lackeys. Or another Tournament. Well, Lackey seems best. Ooh, his villain is going to hurt here. If he has it. Which he probably does, right? He didn't play it last turn. Yeah. I don't have an estate. Ow. Ow. Don't discard my tournament. Maybe he bottom decked it? Oh, nice. He bottom decked it. Okay. That would have been a very painful villain play. Having to discard the tournament. Because you can't discard coppers to villain. Alrighty. Let's take this province now. Get it back into the shuffle. I'm happy. And he gets to bid. I think he just has to bid low, right? If he bids anything high, I'm just giving him the debt, so he can't hit 8. Yeah, he bid 8. Like normally 13 or 14 is a reasonable bid. So I forced him to bid low, which is the goal. But now what do I do about that? I could give him 8 debt, or I could take 9 debt and take 8 points. I think if I let him have 8 debt, he's probably just not going to hit 8 this shuffle, right? And it'll be similar in points, so I'm not too worried about the points. I think I pass, right? Just let him have 8 debt, and then his turn's shot. Take the 8 debt. Discard a state. No big deal. Alright, now I've got 3 coins, 2 coffers. I don't need to save the coffers as much anymore. And I could take a second province early if I want to, but I don't have to. I could take a conclave. Conclave will kind of undo the long-term harm of having lackeys in my deck. I could take settlers. Settlers isn't bad. I have tons of coppers and a thick deck. Could take a 3rd tournament if I wanted. Could take a guardian even. He already plays villain though. I don't need to take a guardian. I'll just take the settlers, I guess. Nice hand. Play your tournament, please. Oh, you don't have a tournament. I don't get to block anything, but I still get to play my tournament. This attack is going to hit, which will be nice. Now he's going to have trouble hitting 8, I think, pretty consistently. If I get that attack in. I have tournament on my dislike list. So I've tried my best to make this not happen. But he has not disliked it nor banned it. Did I play this? What's on top? I've seen all 3 estates. I have a tournament down there. 3 coppers estate lackeys. Plus 2 more states. All states are counted for. There's 3 coppers, a 4th copper here. 5th copper. I've seen my villain. I said 5 coppers, right? So 2 coppers in a tournament down there. If I play these, I have 4, 6, 8. I think I just played somebody in the province, right? Yeah. And I have tournament top decked, which is nice. I was expecting to have to play the tournament, but this is even better. Tournament and province on top. All right. Boy, I cannot complain about this. Unfortunately, my tournament, my province isn't actually blocking any of his tournaments, but this is still more than good enough for me. I think I have to take Trusty Steed now. I value the draw. I mean, Princess is also going to be really good, but I'll probably get that eventually if I keep drawing. Play the settlers, play the lackeys, play this first because I like to draw my province if I can. I cannot, but I can buy another province. I think I'm just going to rush these provinces down, right? This has to be their idea. He has to take at least 1 province at some point. I mean, I could take... I could back off the provinces now that I've got 2 of them and start taking, like, nobles or something. That's also not a bad idea. Maybe that's better. I need the provinces for tournament, but 2 of them is probably enough. If I take provinces too early, maybe there's a risk he wins on, like, nobles, Silk Road or something. I mean, if I spin too long before taking provinces, maybe I lose my lead. I don't know. I think nobles and province are the 2 cards I'm considering right now. I think I like the nobles. Oh, now he plays his tournament. I cannot block, unfortunately. I'll probably get province here, I think. I mean, the best 2 prizes are gone, but I guess there's still princess up for grabs. Did I play this? Probably. There's nothing good on my deck. I'd rather just get through it. I can buy another lackeys, or I can buy a conclave. Probably conclave. I want the villages in my deck. I don't have a huge points lead or anything, but I think I really like my position nonetheless. Play followers first. I'd love to find a province, but I don't. Do I bother playing on? I might just buy nobles here and save that last villager. That might be better. Like if I play my tournament, even if I draw a province, I can't reveal province, because the way this works is you get the action, then you get the choice to reveal province, and then you get +1 card. So if you draw the province, you haven't drawn the province until this step of the card, and it's too late to do the reveal province step. Oh, this, okay, he got princess. Dang it. He did manage to line it up. It hurts a little bit. I think I discard tournament here. It seems worse now. Not totally sure about that. Maybe I should have kept it. I don't know. Oh, wait, sure enough, there's the province, the very next card. It's quite possible I should have just kept the tournament. I think I do cards, coins. And take province, take nobles. Province puts the province pile at a nice number, right? Because if he takes province, I take province. But even if he takes province here, if I have 24 points and he has 22 points, I'm still fine. Kind of leaning towards nobles. The princess thing is a little worrying because he can threaten like double province. And the plus buy is really valuable. I was really wanting to get all three of those, but I guess that's a little bit greedy. I think I want to play for the short term, right? Like I think there's maybe some risk he does like double province down the road, and then that sucks. And so I'd rather just empty the province pile as quickly as I can. I think I'm just going to play the villain here and nothing else. Not waste the villager, not buy anything. I'll have 2 coppers, or 2 coffers, and be in a nice spot to potentially province next turn. He's got a lot of lackeys in his deck, but he's getting low on villagers. The quality of his turns is going to depend a lot on whether he finds princess, which he did this time on the top of his deck. What's he buy? Nobles, lackeys? Province lackeys? Something like that. Guardian, okay. What does block the villain? Inactions and buys. Does he buy province? I don't even know. It is conclave. Fair enough. Ah, he blocked it. That bastard. How dare he have a province on top of his deck. I think I'll stick lackeys here. The villages are nice. It's not going to come up enough times for the terminal nature of it to hurt me. Oh, does he get to reveal province here? He does. He probably takes duchy, I think. Oh, he takes bag of gold. That's fair. I think I'm going to play my lackeys now. I really don't want to have another dead turn. And buy province. To continue along my plan of rushing the province pile down as quickly as I can. I think so. I've got 4 in hand if I do Trusty Steed as card coin. I hit 5. Not the best number ever. I don't think I want to buy a duchy. I mean, duchy does make it such that... Oh, maybe I do want to buy a duchy. He did shuffle his deck. And he does have... Oh, shoot. So he shuffles his deck, and he has not yet seen his princess. So he's starting to double province. And double province would make him win. That's awkward. So maybe I do have to score here. How much is Silk Road worth for me? JJB, JJB. It's So I have 4 provinces to his 2. I have 3 estates, plus the 3 starting estates. So that's 4, 10, JB, JB. So I think I have 12 victory cards now, and Silk Road will be 13. So I think Silk Road's better than Duchy already. And now double province does not win for him on its own, because it just gets him to 36. Which he wasn't able to do anyway. He bought a Guardian, right? Oh no, he played a Guardian. He already had one. That makes sense. So I think I play this for action. I don't have enough villagers to just be wasting them frivolously. And I'll draw on. Do I play this? I think not. I think I just buy another Silk Road. These Silk Roads are actually worth a lot for me. I think my goal here is just to keep enough points that even with double province, you can't win. I didn't expect this to become a Silk Road thing, but I guess that's the path we are taking now. Take myself a duchy, attack him, buy a lackeys, I guess. And I could just take Silk Roads and estates and all. I think I'll take the lackeys. It is that the big stack of coffers, plus the fact he has Princess, is just like really worrisome, because it means he can take a province basically for free whenever he plays Princess. Province costs 6, he's got 5 coffers there. Well, province costs 6 when Princess is in play, because of the double cost reduction effect. And so I have to play around him like just getting an extra province all of a sudden, out of nowhere. But I have enough points, and I think I'm kind of doing that successfully. Just take another Silk Road. I'll take Duchy. It hurts a little bit, but not that much. Hello there, Duchy. Silk Road, it seems. These Silk Roads are already with 4. My deck has so many victory cards. These turns are going to start looking awful. $41 plus 12. He can't even double province because there's not 2 provinces left. So I could buy lackeys for the villagers. I could buy Guardian for the 1 coin next. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to buy Guardian for 1 coin next turn because it costs me a coffer, which is also like 1 coin next turn. I could buy a state. Just power up my Silk Roads a bit. I think the answer is probably just buy nothing though. I don't think he can win here, right? Like, he takes province, that brings him to 47 points. He takes some Silk Roads, I guess. Yeah, I don't see the win, I don't think. I hope I'm wrong. But I think he's just too far behind on points. Two nobles. He's also lowering piles a ton. I just need to hit 8 the once. Does this do it? No, he blocked it. 5, 6. If I drew a copper, plus the 1 coin from the tournament, I would have had 8. But I didn't draw a copper, so it didn't happen. I'll just click Silk Road again. They're now with 5? That's a lot. Pretty soon, like, nobles and lackeys could pile. If he buys Silk Road here, I'll probably just buy lackeys and threaten the nobles pile out. Might be safer to buy estate. Yeah, province brings him to 60. I think Estate's probably the safer buy. Just keep the points lead. Like, both of our decks kind of suck. I don't think he's realistically that likely to do anything good with this deck. I want to draw first, I think. Nice, I got to find the tournament. Or find the province with the tournament. So now I can take a duchy. Or what if I take diadem? Can I hit 8? I have 2 coins from diadem, 3, 4 from copper, and that thing. Yeah, I think this works, right? I take the diadem. Wait, no. I think the diadem was going to add up to 8, but Bryan has made that decision for me. GG. That was player 2, right? Yeah, I think. I think it's 2-1 his favor. I won the tournament game. He won the Horn of Plenty game. He won the rebuild game. Yeah. All right. What do we have here? What we have is draw with Rabble, action with Squire, trashing with Lookout, Upgrade, Mint, Junk Dealer, gains with Squire or Falconer. Okay. So thoughts. Having a lot of Squires kind of seems important because, I mean, drawing with Squire and Rabble is kind of weak. Squire plus Rabble together only net draws you a single card. It doesn't net you a coin though as well. And then if you want plus buy from that, you'll need yet another Squire on top of those to play for plus buy. We have Lucky Coin around because of Fool, which makes it easy to get money. There's nothing that costs 4. That's really unfortunate. Well, except for Lucky Coin, of course. Because it'd be nice if you could, like, rebuild stuff up into 5-cost cards. Like, rebuild Lookout into a 4, rebuild that into a 5. But the lack of 4-cost cards means there's like a bridge there that can't be crossed. So rebuild, or have I been saying rebuild? So upgrade is going to be weaker than it could be because you can't get your 3-cost cards into anything better. Falconer doesn't look great here. There's nothing I want to gain that much. I mean, you can gain Squires, I guess, which is not bad. Is Fool worth getting? Maybe. There's some builds I like. Flame's Gift, Earth's Gift, Forest Gift, all good. I think I have to be opening with 1 Lookout at least, right? Could we double Lookout? Could we look up Squire? Could we look up Fool? Can you play money here? No, I mean, like Rabble and Squire, you just want to add both of those to your deck. It might be the case that you play a deck that doesn't ever get fully clean and just plays with some number of Rabbles and Squires, but greens early. That's a possibility. An early mint could be nice. If you mint 5 coppers, then you could turn your mint into like a gold to get it back out of your deck. I would love to do that like turn 3 or turn 4 if I could, but that requires a lucky draw. It can't really be effectively set up for. I'm playing this Lucky Coin. I want 1 fill from my deck for sure. Do I want a second Lookout? Do I want a Fool? Do I want a Squire? Second Lookout just reliably gets trashed kind of fast. Fool does some random set of things. Squire lets me buy more Squires with the plus buy. I think I just want to take the Lookout, right? Just get thin, add Squires, add Rebels later. I think I'm taking the Lookout. This is not a great hand. It's not a great hand at all. Alright, he's mirrored. I think I had more silvers. Like, I wouldn't mind having a perfectly thin deck, but I also wouldn't mind playing a deck that ultimately like doesn't get fully thin. In a kingdom with Lucky Coin and only a weakish engine. Now I'm contemplating Fool or Squire, I think. I don't need the Lookout. I don't think a third Lookout is necessary. I'll take a Fool. Not very sure about that. But maybe I get lucky with the boons. I'll get the trash and estate here for sure. Maybe a second estate. So he hits 3 as well, but he also gets to play his lookout. That's a marginal improvement over what I've got, because it means when he triggers his shuffle with this other lookout that is in his hand, his other lookout gets to go back into the shuffle, whereas both of my lookouts are going to miss. That being said, I could just neglect to play this lookout. If I play it, I trigger a shuffle, and then in that shuffle I have an estate, a bunch of coppers, a lucky coin, a fool. That's not a great shuffle to trigger. The benefit is I get to trash a card, which is kind of good. And, if I don't trigger the shuffle, I get to play 2 lookouts again later. I think I'm going to trigger it. Yeah, trashing a state. I think this was worth it. Yeah, this hand's not bad. My thinking was, like, the thing I missed out on is playing 2 lookouts down the line. But if I get to play 1 lookout immediately and trash 1 card, then that kind of pays for itself. Because I trash slightly less, but I avoid having to draw 2 lookouts. I think it was probably worth it. So what order? Doesn't matter when I take Forest's Gift, so I can take that now. Do I want to draw first and then look? Probably not. On top here I have a lucky coin and I think another copper. Do I just want to keep taking silvers? Probably not enough to leave a copper on top of my deck, right? I think I'll just discard that and leave both lookouts on top. Wait a sec. Dang it! I totally forgot that C's Gift was going to draw me a card. That was just a silly blunder. I'm not sure it made a huge difference. But I probably should have just let the C's Gift draw the lucky coin, because I think I'd be happy taking another silver. That was just needlessly silly on my part. At some point between thinking about the order and then looking at the cards with Sun's Gift, I forgot that I still had C's Gift coming up. I'm making a number of unforced errors in this match, and I don't like that I'm doing that. Okay, he's played Fool as well, so I want to leave my Fool on top. And I think I can still keep the lucky coin around. More silvers, right? Again, I think I'm kind of happy playing money-ish. So I can't play the Fool, I don't think, because I know he's already taken Field's Gift. The plus action boon. If that hadn't come up yet, I think I would take the gamble, play the Fool, and hope to be able to also play the Rabble. The other option I could take here is I could just play the Fool. Because actually, like, drawing actually doesn't do that much for me. I only have 1 buy, and I've already got 5 coins in hand, so I think I'm going to play the Fool. Our Earth's Gift is one I think I kind of wanted. It lets me get another Squire. And I think I want a gold more than anything else I can buy right now. Well, I could buy another Squire. Yeah, this seems fine to me. Incidentally, the Earth's Gift actually ended up being irrelevant, because if I didn't take Earth's Gift, I could have left a silver and just bought the Squire naturally. So the Earth's Gift was not as nice as it seemed. Yeah, I think that those are pretty good boons. The dream of having an engine has fallen by the wayside for me. I think he's probably in the lead. He's going to have a bunch of Squires, and so he can more safely add a ton of Rabbles. I don't know that I'm behind. Like, I think I'm ahead on money. And in this Keenan, that might be an advantage. But he'll definitely be ahead if this game makes it to the long term. Yeah, I missed 5 again. He's up 3 Rabbles to 1. I'll trash this other lookout, I guess. Leave the Fool on top. Take the last 2 Squires. I might have just equalized there. J, B, J, B, J, B, J, B. Oh, actually, do I have more Squires? Maybe I have more Squires. I'm still behind on Rabbles, but if I have 6 of the 10 Squires, then I can just add more rebels later and be fine. JB, 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 and then gains 2 squires. That was me. Yeah, so I have 6 squires. That's actually not bad. Field, silver. Basically for me, discarding this copper would be getting a free silver, because I'm buying Rabble. I think I'm still on like take free silvers train. I'm not too worried about playing a nice engine that draws tons. I think I'd be happy to reliably hit 8 in single province here. Oh, my Rabble misses the shuffle. I have another one in there though, I believe, right? Yeah. This Rabble, wait. Yeah. This Rabble made it into this shuffle, even if the one Rabble I had was bottom decked. Am I behind? I don't know if I'm behind. He has 2 Will-O-Wisps, which is nice. I really want to trash that last estate, though. Victory cards are going to be annoying with Rabble attacks, because they're going to get top-decked a lot. This is the benefit of having squires, is he doesn't really have enough squires to use for plus buy after using them all for draw. And so he can hit big numbers with all those Rabbles, but I think he's going to be struggling to also get plus buy from his squires after doing so. So I have 8 here. So I could go like plus buy Rabble silver, or I could just start it on provinces and take a silver. But I'll probably just start greening, I think. My deck is full of silvers. An extra Rabble isn't going to matter that much. I'm going to refresh. I seem to be a little laggy. Alright, so I have 7 in hand. I'll probably buy... Buy Rabble, take Squire. Not Squire, silver. There's no squires left. Two actions. Gain silver. I could buy Raid. It gives me 2 silvers and it attacks him. He's triggered yet another shuffle. So I'm not going to see that Squire or that Rabble that I buy anytime soon. I mean, I don't see the silvers from Raid either. But the attack will happen immediately. I could also just buy Duchy. I don't think I need a Duchy yet. If I can take provinces, like if I can get 3 of the 5 provinces, then I'm 1 by 1 because I still have an estate left. So I'm actually kind of leaning towards Raid at the moment. I mean, that's weird, because Raid is a thing you normally just never buy. Yeah, I actually don't think I'm taking Rabble here, because I'm just not going to see it. There's so many cards coming up before I see it, so that 1 Rabble is not going to matter enough. Duchy or Raid? Duchy or Raid? Maybe the Duchy is better. Points. Could the Duchy matter? The Duchy could matter if we start Duchy dancing. What does this deck look like? He just shuffled his deck. He's played 1 of his Rabbles. How much is this Raid likely to matter? I'm gonna take the Duchy. I think that the chance of that exact 1 negative card is to make or break for him hitting 8 was not that high. He's had Lost in the Woods for almost this entire game. Like, have I ever gotten to discard a card? J starts their turn. I've literally not had Lost in the Woods this entire game. J plays a Fool. I played it turn 5. He played his turn 5. Turn 7. He played his turn 7. I played a turn 9. He played his turn. Literally every time I play it, he takes it back the same turn. How unfortunate. More duchies, I think. I think just more duchies. My deck is flooded with silvers. One more stop card is not going to be that much of an issue. I just want to keep scoring points, I think, more than anything. Do I play this Lookout? I don't know. I could actually just get rid of this Lookout by butterflying it. I won't get anything back because there's nothing costing 4, but it gets it out of my deck. There goes my Rabble. Do I have any Rabbles left? I think he's discarded one of my Rabbles, and then my other Rabble bottom decked because of course it did. Now, if I play this Fool, if I play this Lookout as Way the Butterfly, I can't play the Fool. I don't think I want to play the Lookout because I have my Rabble coming up. Well, this is unfortunate. So there will be a 2/3 chance I draw this. I'm pretty sure there's a Rabble on top. I'm pretty sure I have a Rabble down there. And I don't want to draw it. So I want to put the gold on top, I think, first. Yeah, there's one Rabble here. The other Rabble's down here. So I'm going to put the gold on top and then hope that I don't draw it with this. Pretty please. Okay, good. I didn't. I can discard that and buy province. Alright, I think my position looks alright. I mean, if he provinces here, I'm still in a bit of trouble. Because I can't safely take the second to last province. But if he misses province, and it looks like he might, with that set of boons at least, then I can take the third to last province, and I'll be in a good spot. He probably has to take duchy here. Yeah, and that's kind of an awkward time to take duchy, because he's going to shuffle it right back into his deck next turn. I'm liking my position all of a sudden. I finally get to play Rabble, alright. Get attacked. How many times have I done that this game? Jay plays a Rabble. I've played mine twice. B plays a Rabble. He's played it 7 times. More than the split would suggest. I think it's 3-2 right now in Rabbles, but 7-2 on plays. Part of that is he got it earlier, of course. And part of it is I think more aggressively taking treasures, so I see my Rebels less. But also part of it is I keep bottom decking my Rebels, and his Rebels keep discarding mine. This looks like a winning hand for me. I've got 6 in hand already. I get to draw the Rabble. Even if he buys duchy, I can afford to buy province here. 2 actions, draw. It's 8. I'll take a silver. I think this is safe. I mean, there's definitely a world where his deck could do province duchy. But if he does it anyway, taking a duchy isn't really going to save me. So I'm pretty sure taking province here is the optimal play. Yeah, that is not a deck that does province duchy. Just take silver here and buy a duchy. I want to stay more than 6 points up so he can't buy the last province. Alright, so if he doesn't do province duchy here, I win. Actually, he could do province estate and tie the game. That's also totally fine. But he has not the money for it. Alright, this is the game. Nice. So I've tied it up now, I believe. It's 2-2 again, after losing the first 2. Edit table. Player order. Bryan's turn to go first. All right. So, Page will get you champion, so we get infinite actions eventually. And there's draw with Envoy, Diplomat, Imps if we happen to get them. Plus by Festival, you can use Talisman to duplicate a bunch of these cards. Yeah, he takes Talisman. In the opening, that's interesting. I don't know if I wanted the Talisman in the opening. I'm definitely taking Page here. For 5, I could take Tormentor. I think is probably best. I could just mirror him and take Talisman, of course. Tormentor is likely to get me Imps. Might have a nice attack. Tormentor does kind of suck with Champion because once you have Champion in play, you just want to like get as many Imps as possible. And you have free actions. So you can play Tormentor at the start of your turn and not dud. But you'll always already have a champion in play, and so the Tormentor can just never gain imps ever again. Unless I guess you bonfired your champion, which we can't do in this kingdom. Festival seems to kind of suck. I don't need the plus buy yet. These draw cards seem too unreliable. Early one, I would draw my Traveler dead. I think I'm just taking Tormentor here. I really want to not draw my Tormentor here and not bottom deck it. I really want it to be in that middle 5 cards, which it is. That's good. So I'm taking a 4. I still think it's too early for Talisman. I mean, the games are nice, but I really want to advance my page quickly. I'm thinking Mountain Village is probably best right now. There's a chance it hurts me because if I haven't found my Traveler yet during the shuffle, then playing Mountain Village is going to cause me to take a card that's already in my discard and not draw on. So it'd be like a stop card. But if I've already found my Traveler, I would love to get the Traveler play in twice per shuffle. He's going for the games fast. Talisman and Festival. He's got a gainer and a plus buy. I've been focusing more on trying to advance my cards. My page specifically. You can't advance the other cards in this kingdom. So what do I buy? What do I buy? So I could buy a draw card. No, I do have a village. I could buy a festival. That's not ridiculous. There is no trashing, so there's something to be said for playing this a little bit money-ish, I guess. I feel like you can just, if you can flood your deck with envoys, then once the champion is down, you'll be able to draw. Second Tormentor seems bad. Festival seems plausible. Mountain Village seems plausible. Envoy seems plausible. Talisman seems plausible. Actually, no, Envoy's probably bad. Not yet. Not with Travelers around. Maybe Diplomat? That's draw. And they can't discard my Traveler with it. I think I'm just going to take Talisman, I think, right? Because I want a bunch of these eventually, and I want to be able to duplicate them. This is not the place I wanted to see the Mountain Village. It's just a cantrip here, but that's fine. I'll take a page. Alright, yes. I'm probably not gaining imps ever again. After this turn, I'm not going to have any realistic chance of having no cards in play before the Tormentor, I don't think. Curse is a pretty good attack to get in, I think. So I've got a Mountain Village and a Talisman. I could add 2 Diplomats, 2 Talismans, 2 Envoys, 2 Money Villages, 2 Mountain Villages, Festival. I have 2 terminals right now, with the Tormentor and the Warrior that I'm about to get. So I think I want more Mountain Villages right now. Mountain Village plus Envoy will be nice, because the stuff that they discard with Envoy I can pick back up with the Mountain Villages. I might take Envoys here. That's a lot of silvers. I don't think you want a lot of silvers. But he had to play it. I think I might leave my page on Don't Advance. I'm not sure I really want another Treasure Hunter. What do I think about that? That wasn't a very helpful Warrior. I mean, discarded a copy for him, which helps him. Ah, there we go. That's a little better. Trash Envoy. Tormentor picking up the slack with my Warrior let down. I think 2 Envoys here. Could just be a Festival for the plus buy. But I can probably get that on my non-Talisman turn. Because I won't have a Talisman to play every turn. Well, I could get the Festival on non-Talisman turn if I could afford anything, which I can't. Or maybe I can. Maybe I can just draw... No, I should just take Hero here, no question. Hero seems clearly better than anything else I can do. Gold, Talisman. Probably Talisman. I want to gain all those cards. I don't want silver, so I'll take page. Now the question is, do I advance page or not? Let's turn off default exchange. And, well, we want champion. The Treasure Hunter will eventually become a warrior, which is like draw, but it's going to get me silvers in the interim, and I don't want silvers that badly. I guess they're fine. How many cards is he gaining per turn? Most turns. Decent number. I think I'll exchange it. This is going to be 2 envoys for me. I don't want another one though. I think I'm going to leave the other page on default keep. Am I behind on envoys? I think we both have 4. B, JJ, B, BB, JJ, yeah. So it's 4-4. He might take the last, no, he can't take the last 2. He could take one of them here. But he also has plus buy. I will need to get a festival sometime in the imminent future because I can't live without plus buy. That would be a tragedy. I got my champion down now. That's really nice. I guess I play this now. Take the envoy. And just draw it into the shuffle. I get a Tormentor attack. Even if he discards it, because I can take with Mountain Village. Draw the last card. No point drawing on. Diluted is not bad. Means he can't take those envoys next turn. I think I just take Festival here. I need the plus buy way too badly. Even if I could take like 3 of any of these, but just 1 plus buy card seems so much more valuable to me. And now I just need to find my Festival, and now I can buy 3 of whatever anyway next turn, and still be happy. This looks very winning for me, I think. I've got my champion down. He doesn't even have a hero yet. Did this little extension just update? I think that's what that notification means. Not important. Goodbye, warrior. Get out of here. And if he has Mountain Village, it's not an issue. If he has Mountain Village in hand, it didn't really matter what I discarded because he just pick it up again. But if he doesn't have Mountain Village, then it does matter. I don't know what he does here. Just province, I guess. Yeah, I think he's lost. I think this one is probably mostly fortunate shuffles for me. Like 5-2 seems better here. I think I had pretty decent luck with the Travelers. I'm still not sure about this Talisman open for him in the early festival. Like he went for gains really fast instead of trying to advance the Travelers. And so it's partly his own doing that he is so far behind on getting the champion. But I also think I've just had better shuffles. And so I'm not even sure like with perfect play if I would not still be in the lead. I can already double province if I want to. I don't think I want to, but I can. This is probably just Festival Envoy. I want a 3rd plus buy, right? Yeah. Keep this, I think. I don't need more treasures. Let's just set these to permanently. Oh, that one's already on default keep. It was asking me because I don't have warrior on default keep yet. Let me fix that. He has actions, so I'll discard the envoy. Well, he's played his warrior. He's getting somewhere. Does it matter whether he plays the other warrior? I'll discard the warrior. If he doesn't have any more action cards, then... Oh, he does have action cards. Maybe I should have discarded the envoy. I was thinking he's going to have to draw dead with the envoy. Ooh, actually, maybe I'm in trouble all of a sudden. Double province here? That's a scary amount of money. I might be taking this too much for granted. Well, he's just taking villages right now, though. Instead of doubling. I still think my deck is much stronger. I could be wrong. I could be overestimating myself, but I think I still like my position a lot. Yeah, he didn't even take a single province. I thought the scary move for him was actually just sticking with the greening plan. Like, I think if this game goes long, I have it in the bag. I've got more buy, I've got my champion down, I've got more draw, because I got a majority of the envoys. I thought his real threat here was just bum rush the provinces and hope my deck doesn't come together quite fast enough. Like, he'd have a 3 province to nothing lead. And I think I would still be winning if he had a 3 province to nothing lead, but I think it would give him a much better shot at coming back. So I'm thinking 6 diplomats. That's risky. That lowers piles a lot. He has a Talisman down there. If he lined up his Talisman and his Festival, which he could using Mountain Villages, he could buy Diplomat, Mountain Village, and end the game. So I can't do that. I could do Diplomat Province and just score. I could do Diplomat Festival Page or something. Basically, the value of pages, they're just cantrips. So all they do is they're like neutral cards in the deck that make it harder for him to correctly deny cards from my Envoy. Because like if he saw a hand of like a bunch of pages after I play my Envoy, he wouldn't know what to discard, and then I could draw what I actually want with the pages. So they're like marginally better than nothing. I'm thinking just Diplomat Province. Seems good. He still does not have champion, let alone have champion in play. That just seems unfortunate. I definitely want to take Festival, right? I can take an Envoy first because I have another Mountain Village there, and I'll see what I draw. Okay, yeah. GG. Alright, 3-2 in my favor, and it's my turn to go first. I like this. If I win this, I advance to quarterfinals. What have we here? Trashing, Junk Dealer, Transmogrify, Draw, Embassy, Council Room, kind of sort of Talisman, Bustling Village if you use their little effects. Action, Bustling Village, Plaza. Plus buy, Council Room, gains with Lurker, Transmogrify. Familiar is going to be a significant attack because of the curses, I think. Can you skip Familiar? I mean, Junk Dealer is decently strong. On 5-2, I'd be tempted to skip Familiar and just go for Junk Dealers. I mean, I think the ultimate goal is going to be like plazas and council rooms and such. So do I take Transmogrify or do I take Potion? If you take Potion and you don't hit 3+ Potion, you're kind of sad. I guess you buy Settlers or Lurker, so it's better than nothing. But you'd be kind of sad. But if you take Transmogrify and they get the Potion and they do hit Familiar, then you've got a lot of curses to deal with. I think my answer is Transmogrify. And then you just get a lot of Junk Dealers early. Maybe you get Familiar like in your second shuffle or something, like you add in Potion afterwards. But then you can like Transmogrify the Junk Dealers again afterwards, so you're fine taking a bunch of Junk Dealers. I want to take Transmogrify. I'm far from certain about that. Oh, he has Junk Dealer anyway. That makes me more confident in the Transmogrify thing, because I'm not at risk of getting junked too early with the curses. But yeah, I think Junk Dealer is going to be the best opening here. No question. He takes Lurker, so I'll take Lurker. I wish I could see my Transmogrify turn 3. That'd be really nice. Then I would feel a lot less behind. So I'm guaranteed to draw a copper here, which is nice. Because I'll pick up a copper, draw a copper, I can buy Junk Dealer. So I don't think I'm really particularly behind. Slightly behind. The difference is he's going to trash an estate, and then his Junk Dealer is going back on the shuffle. My Transmogrify is going to trash an estate next turn and then miss the shuffle. And so I have a minor, there's a minor deficit in terms of Junk Dealer versus Transmogrify there. But I got to hit 5 anyway, so I think I'm in a pretty fine position. So I don't see an estate here, but this is actually not a problem, because if I don't see a state here, I'll see a state next turn, and then I can Transmogrify it anyway. And as long as I play the Transmogrify turn 5 or turn 6, it's going back into the same shuffle either way. So it's kind of immaterial to me which of the two turns I see it on. He's taking a lot of Lurkers. That's one way to get Familiar. Maybe you like lurk the Familiars and you just skip the Potion part entirely. That's a thing you could do. I think I just want a second Junk Dealer right now. I think I'll turn this estate into a Lurker, actually. And this could be Familiar, could be third Junk Dealer, could be Transmogrify, could be Council Room, could be Plaza. I like the idea of taking some Familiars. right? Like, if you take familiar and they don't, they eventually get 10 curses, which is kind of a big deal. The argument against it could just be adding something else just gets you going faster. He hasn't trashed anything. I think I kind of want the familiar. Let's do it. Another settlers, another lurker. I'll take another settlers. I like these. I should probably trash a state here. I mean, the argument against trashing a state is my transmogrify can deal with the states, my junk dealer can't. But trashing a state is just in general better than trashing copper. And so I think I'd rather just get the estate out of my deck now, because it's just a worse card for me. I'll take Plaza now. I want to have villages. He's got so many lurkers. I mean, lurker's okay, but this didn't seem like a 4 lurker kingdom to me. I'm feeling good about my position right now. And I think I should now add a council room probably for draw. Could just be another familiar. I like the idea of drawing. The council room lets me draw more familiars anyway, so it's probably fine. And I don't want more lurkers. I'll just take a settlers. So I'd rather not draw my estate here. Why did I say anything? I totally jinxed that. I didn't want to draw my estate there because I want my estate to be in one of my starting hands so I can transmogrify it. Which it is, of course, now not. Yeah, that was a little unfortunate. So now I really want to... I want to say what I want. But clearly if I say it, it's not going to happen. I obviously want to draw my Plaza here. I could draw a junk dealer then Plaza, but as long as I draw my Plaza, I'll be happy. Because I don't want to play this counter room dead. Plaza, please. Plaza, please. Oh, actually, there's literally no way for me to not... I was totally fine. I had settlers, junk dealer, Plaza down there. So there was absolutely no way for me to not draw Plaza that turn. So I'm definitely playing my lurker before I play my counter room because I like to get another card into that shuffle. Could be a mine, actually. That's a nice way to get economy fast, I think. Is that ridiculous? I mean, mine is such a bad card. I should double check that. I can turn the... Is mine... So the argument against mine, of course, is... I can trash the coppers really easily with junk dealer. I still think I like the mine. I've got an extra terminal space here. It can get me silvers and then golds pretty easily. I'm gonna take the mine. I'm doing it. Discard the copper. Again, I guess I trash the estate and just that transmogrify stay on my map for a bit. I think I probably want another Plaza here. And the settlers. Could be council room settlers. Then I'm over terminal. I'd rather be over village than over terminal. Could be 2 Plazas. What does he have? Oh wait, no, I'm not over terminal. I have 2 Plazas. When did I get a second Plaza? I don't remember doing that. Okay, I guess I have 2 Plazas. Well, that's nice. So if I have 2 Plazas, I guess I'm taking a settler's council room, probably. Nice starting hand. Yeah, I like this. Did he have just bad draws or something? Like turn 1, turn 2 is probably a little better for him. He said junk dealer is better. I had pretty good turn 3, turn 4 draws. Well, I didn't see much transmogrify, but I think we're probably equal after turn 3, turn 4. He got to play with junk dealer, didn't bottom deck. I don't know. Maybe it's those lurkers. That's very possible. I wasn't really feeling the lurkers. I think that could be what it was. I'm not really sure. But I feel ahead here all of a sudden. I'm not 100% sure why. Oh, well, I don't get to play my council room. A little bit sad, but I will live. Let's take a bustling village. And I'd rather turn the silver into gold than the copper into silver, because my coppers can be trashed more easily with Junk Dealer or discarded with Plaza and then regained with Settlers. There's nice little interactions here with copper that make me find having copper around more so than silver. And then now, what do I buy? He did have some poor luck lining up his lurkers. He got a bunch of lurkers earlier and then didn't play them. And so maybe that's why I'm ahead. Maybe he just had a lurker in each hand for a while. I've got 2 council rooms. I got a 3rd village already because I've had a bustling village. I could add a 3rd lurker. I mean, the number I would want now would be 4 lurkers, so I could gain 2 cards per turn. I could maybe like play 1 and then gain 1 with Transmogrify. I don't know what I want. I could spend 2 coppers and buy 2 plazas. I could just buy gold. Is that ridiculous? Maybe it seems a little ridiculous, right? Because I have a mine. Maybe I just play all this and play like Plaza Council Room. I'm gonna start adding lurkers. I think I'd like to have another lurker for pile pressure. I maybe should have thought that through a little bit better, but that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll play Settlers, I'll get a copper, then I can play Plaza, trigger shuffle, discard copper, play Settlers again, pick that copper back up. That'll be really nice. Never mind, I'm not going to do that because he drew me a card. Now I play Plaza first, I guess? Now I guess I play like a Settlers or 2 first until I find a copper. Then I play my Plaza, then I discard, then I draw back up with Settlers. Should I consider transmogrifying one of these Junk Dealers now? Probably. J trashes a copper. I've only got 3 coppers left in my deck, and they're really not that bad with the Settlers Plaza interaction. So I think I'm going to get rid of one of these Junk Dealers now and get me another draw card, I think. That does make sure I draw, which is nice. I also don't have that many stop cards to begin with, so maybe I do just take like a giant or a gold. I'm going to play a little risk, and I'll just take the gold and hope that I draw. Discard copper. Draw the copper again. Trash. Well, I'm being punished. Oh, there we go. I mean, like, I didn't really have that many stop cards in my deck. The chances I failed to draw were not that high. But those council rooms were worryingly toward bottom. I probably shouldn't have discarded this copper, because if I didn't discard this copper, I could have trashed something, gained something, and then drawn it with certainty with those lurkers and then Plaza. Now if I do the little lurker to gain thing, then draw with Plaza, I have like a 50% chance to draw the copper instead. Plus, I might top deck the copper anyway. I think I want... Wait, I think I just want the Junk Dealer back. I didn't account for having 2 curses already. Well, that's silly, but I don't want to commit the sunk cost fallacy here. Maybe trashing the Junk Dealer for gold was wrong, but oh, that's nice. Well, this is quite the pleasant surprise. I can just get the Junk Dealer back with one of the lurkers, and then I'm all fine and dandy. Because now I can use the other 2 to put something else nice in the discard pile. Which is probably another council room? I don't want to play the council room yet. I'll buy a council room. Maybe it's another transmog. I want to put like a cantrip, like a plaza or a bustling village or something in there. Because I want to maximize the chance I can draw to all my cards. These piles are getting really low. Plaza or bustling village, lurker are super low. Curses are super low. I have to worry about piles. I might actually have to buy province here, because he can lurk a lot of things. He has 4 lurkers. He can empty like 3 bustling villages and a lurker. Then there'll be 2 lurkers left, and then he can play a familiar, reduce curses down to 2. He'll have 3 buys. I don't think he can quite pile out next turn, and if I don't touch these piles, but it is close. So how do I play it safe-ish? Let's just take another junk dealer. I don't know. Yeah, sure, let's take another junk dealer. I'll let the trash. Dang it. Well, I top deck both junk dealers. Discarding that copper of the Plaza was absolutely a mistake on my part, and this was very much my fault. I could have played those junk dealers with 100% certainty if I did not discard the copper. Pile's so low. So low. Again, let me just double check that he cannot win next turn. He does not have a Transmogrify. He does have 2 council rooms, right? Because I have 2. So he has 3 buys. He has 4 lurkers. He can empty 7 things. And there are, plus the curse from the familiar. So he can empty 8 things. There's 9 things there. He is 1 gain away from piling out. So I don't have to worry about piles next turn. I probably just add like Plaza council room to be safe. Yeah, this is just silly. I should not be top decking junk dealers. And there was a good chance I drew one or both my junk dealers and trashed a curse. But that Plaza discard was a big mistake. I would have 2 fewer curses in my deck right now because I would have played both junk dealers, and I'd be a much happier camper. As it is, looks like I'm gonna draw just fine regardless because his council room drew me 2 cards. So there's a chance I might have to like trash something unfortunate with the junk dealer to draw 1, but I have 4 draw card or 4 cantrips here essentially. I should be able to find one of my 3 council rooms. I think I don't have that many stop cards. Oh, they did say that last time, and then I got worrisomely close to not trashing not finding my council room in time. He's taking giant now, okay. I'm not sold on the giant. Can I win this turn? Maybe. I think with an ideal draw, no, maybe not. My familiar can empty a curse. There'll be 1 curse left. My lurkers can empty 3 bustling villages. Then I'll have like 4 buy from my council rooms, and I could buy 3 lurkers and a curse, but then I'd be behind in points, so it would not be enough. Discard copper, draw it with settlers, play council room, discard copper again. These little settlers copper interactions are nice. Play council room, discard copper again, play settlers. I'm getting a lot of coffers off of that. Do I have another Plaza down there? Maybe. Yeah, there's 1. Discard copper, play settlers, trash another curse. Okay, now I have down here, I think it's just 1 curse. So, how would I like to put something useful into my deck? Might just be a Transmogrify. Transmogrify is really threatening because I can lower piles real fast if needed. I can Transmogrify like junk dealer or mine into something of more value. Mine is kind of running its course pretty soon here. I can go ahead and do this immediately if I want, I think. I have a lot of surplus action. So now he is threatening to end next turn if I don't score. I should be taking some provinces here because he can lurk 4 of these, give me 1 curse with his familiar, potentially give another curse with his giant, and then empty the last 2 lurkers pretty easily. He has how many council rooms? He still only has 2. Still has no transmogrify. So the best he can do is empty 3 bustling villages and lurker with his lurkers, give out 2 curses, and if he gets lucky with the giant, and then buy 2 lurkers and a province. So I need to have 13 or more points, which seems pretty doable this turn. I should... I'm kind of thinking giant. It doesn't do a whole lot for me, but it gives me a coin now and gives me a big threat next turn. The other option is transmogrify. Get that set up for next turn. I think the transmogrify is better. 2 transmogrifies gives me a lot of flexibility, but there's also a chance I just end up not... Yeah, I like the transmogrify. It seriously threatens piling out next turn, like in a major way. Give out curse. There's nothing for this lurker to do. I don't want to lower piles. Is there anything I could put in the trash that's helpful for me but not him? Like put a mine in there or something. I have more villages, right? I have 1 bustling village and 1, 2, 3, 4 plazas. I don't have that many more villages. I just have 1 more village than he does. He has plenty of villages, right? I was thinking like put in like another terminal action card in there or something. If I had a lot of villages and he didn't, because then like if he took it out, he probably couldn't play it. But if I took it out, I could. But I think he's got enough that if I put anything of value in there, he'll just take it from me. So now he can trash that curse that he's got. Yeah, he has just the 1 curse. So I don't think just single province is safe or anything. I think I want to take double province at least, right? I'm taking 2 provinces because I want to avoid the bustling village lurker curse province pile out. That leaves me with 12 points, and I think that's exactly as much as he can score. We said 4 lurkers, empty... Oh, wait. Yeah, so the giant actually ends up not mattering because he only has to empty 1 curse anyway. And he'll give me a curse, so I can't just take an estate. Taking an estate wouldn't put me in the safe zone because he can score 7 points. Give me a curse plus take province, or I mean plus trash that. So I might have to take a duchy here as well. There's actually still a non-zero chance he wins if my duchy happens to be top decked and his like giant hits my duchy and then he does all that stuff anyway. But I think taking double province duchy here is probably winning because I should be able to pile out next turn. And I've got 2 transmogrifies on the mat, so I don't think I'm super worried about dudding. My duchy's in hand, so he can't hit it. Now, this is not an amazing starting hand. Chances are I'll probably end up having to transmogrify the duchy to get like another draw card to make sure my turn kicks off. On the ground is that as long as I have a full turn, I'll probably win next turn, I think. And then the duchy won't matter very much. So he can empty lurkers and bustling villages, but I don't think he can do that while also scoring 9 points. I hope I'm not mistaken about that. But he only has 3 buys and 4 lurkers. So I'm pretty sure all he can do is empty 6 cards and then buy a province, which is not enough. Alright, he's drawn me lots of good cards. I really, really, really wanted to see Junk Dealer or Mine. Ideally Mine on the top of my deck, because those are the cards that I really would like to transmogrify. They don't have a whole lot of value for me anymore, especially the Mine. I only need like 1 Junk Dealer to trash that curse. I don't see any of those, and he trashed a Counselor, and that's kind of painful. I think I'm still fine. I think. But it is unfortunate which cards I happen to have on top. Oh, he got to take that. Oh, shoot! shoot. Oh no, that's fine. I was thinking the council room gives him 1 extra plus buy, which is what he needed, because I left him like 1 gain short. But to get that council room in the first place, he had to play his lurker to do something other than trash a card. So I think he's still 1 gain short, because that's 1 lurker he didn't use to lower piles. That gave me a brief moment of apprehension, though. I'm pretty sure he still can't win. I think the best he could do would be empty piles and score 12 points. Or score 6 points now for a total of 12 points. I think I'm angling to win this turn, though. He surely buys at least 1 province. Province and duchy maybe for him. I don't think any amount is really safe. The problem is his hand. This is not the ideal starting hand. And the other problem is he's trashed that council room. Like, if I had, like, mine, junk deal or something in hand and didn't have a council room trashed, I could spend these transmogrifiers just, like, lowering bustling villages pretty easily and then draw and then win. Now it's less clear. So, what do I have? I've got... Oh, this has got to be a win, right? Even so. Like, this hand's not that bad. I'm overselling into badness a little bit. Not ideal, but it's perfectly fine. I have to empty lurkers and bustling villages, or lurkers and plazas actually also totally fine, and then score 2 points. That's easy enough. I can just trash that curse if I draw all the way through. If I found all 3 lurkers, I can empty like all 3 bustling villages pretty easily. If I could transmogrify the duchy, and then I'll be down 4 points. Then I'll have to buy a province, but that should be easy enough, right? I have so much money. So I think I'm saying sayonara to the duchy. I'm calling the transmogrify. I know that, right? I have to be calling the transmogrify. Do I need the duchy more or the gold more? Actually, transmogrifying the gold's probably better because, like, if I leave the duchy, I don't have to buy duchy anyway. And the thing, the gold gives me 3 more coins. And if I have to buy a duchy, I need 3 less coins. So transmogrifying the duchy has to be better, right? Sorry, the gold. Then I could turn settlers into lurker directly, but that risks dudding. I do kind of want to take a council room, though, just to be safe. What if I spend one of my transmogs on council room? Then I've lowered like bustling village by 1. And then I have to lurk 2 bustling villages lurker. I have to hit. What's that? If I leave the duchy, I'll have to hit 4 for the last 2 lurkers plus 5 for the duchy. That's 9. Yeah, that should be easy enough, right? This seems totally safe. Bustling village first. Play the council room. I want to find a copper before I do the little Plaza settlers plays, so I can do that little thingy. Do I have copper still? I have copper still, right? Yeah, there's copper. Discard. This is a win. This has to be a win. I thought probably longer than I needed to there. This just kind of looks trivially winning. I'll play through it and then figure that out at the end. Yeah, so now I just lurk 3 things. This dialogue box is kind of in the way. Now I've got enough buys. Can trash these for money. Take me a silver. Lurker, lurker, province, estate. Alright, I think, is that 4-2 now? Did I just win? I think I just won, right? Pretty sure I just won the match, not just the game. That is 4-2, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, I won. Alright. Oh, GG's. this is a good match. I have continued my streak of incorrectly betting on every single match. This time I'm actually kind of happy about that because I'm the person I was betting against. But nonetheless, I'm keeping the streak alive, so I'm pretty pumped.